Hello, everyone, whoever you are, if you're a member, a guest, or a officer today. My name is Angel Larena, and I am a Toastmaster here in District 3, and I'm also a member of many other districts. Today, I'm going to be teaching you about the Vice President of Membership role. Just a word of advisement. I do have autism. So at any time during this presentation, if I begin rocking, that is actually a form of me stimming. And I just want to let you know ahead of time so that if it does bother you, you could just look away. But yeah, I will get right into it. We're going to start with what is the things we're going to cover today. Today, first, we're going to start with what is your role. The role is going to cover who you are as a vice president of membership. And then we're going to talk about your responsibilities. And your responsibilities are what you do in this role. And then we're going to cover some best practices. And best practices is just what others have done well in the past that can truly guide you and help you in your role this time. And then we're going to talk about some resources. Resources are guides, people, and procedures to help you in your role that have already been established. And for the first one up, we have the role. That is who you are. Well, let's talk about who the Vice President of Membership is. The Vice President of Membership is first and foremost the point of contact for the club, for all members and membership. As this point of contact, they are the person that calls everyone, making sure they're okay. They're the person that's actively sitting there, sending emails, calling people, scheduling things with other meetings with people to help bring them on board and keep them engaged. We're also in charge of mentorship. Mentorship is huge when it comes to membership because many times when new members come in, they need good mentorship to bring them through, especially the first 6 months. And that is crucial time for them when they're like, oh, I'm getting this, or no, I'm not getting this at all. The next part of your role and who you are a part of the team. You're a part of the club. You're a member of that club. You're a part of the executive committee. So you are part of many teams just in this one role. And I want you to know that team does not include I. You all support and work together. After we talk about who you are, maybe we should talk about what you do. Now, the Vice President of Membership, if I asked you what they do, some responses would include, well, of course, they're supposed to get more members. They're supposed to add members, and they're also supposed to make sure that our members stay. However, this is a very simplistic view of what a vice president membership does. They actually play a more significant role in the club than people believe. So let's talk about that. What did the vice president membership do outside of a meeting? Well, outside of a meeting, they will obtain the club's email and answer any prospective member inquiries. These are people that are finding your club through Find a Club. These are people who may find your website and ask if they can attend a meeting, or they're people that you may have met at an event. But the vice president of membership should be responsible for all the membership queries. They should always have an application ready. The one thing a vice president of membership does not want to do is forget the application, because the minute we forget the application is the longer we have to wait for a member. Then we have to establish the value of the club with the VPPR. And if you look at the other training, about creating and aligning value, you will get more in-depth training on this. But for here, we're going to talk about it very briefly. The idea is to find what does the club offer to members and present that to the members. And the reason I bring the PR into this is because they're responsible for the outward image and promotion of the club. So it's highly important to work with them. Then, yes, as a vice president membership, you should always have an elevator pitch ready for the club. If you don't know what an elevator pitch is, it is a 2 to 3 minute speech that could be given on the ride of an elevator to a prospective person to get them, 1, intrigued, 2, involved, and 3, committed to attending or joining your club. It should portray the value, the why, and the what's in it for me. And this can be probably the hardest, but once you have this down, it makes having those initial conversations that much easier. Next, find events the club can use to promote. Like if you're going, like we recently went to Pride as a district, we were able to promote to hundreds of people. Now, you look at other events, I am an avid comic and anime fan, so I like to attend conventions. Well, if I just put a Toastmaster pin on me or something small like that, people are going to ask me about that while I'm at that event. So as the vice president membership, we should create those little tidbits of knowledge for our members that when they're going to conventions or events, just have something small in them to make people ask. And it really gets the word out there because word of mouth is so important. Now we're going to talk about what happens before the club meetings for a vice president membership. This can be one of the most important parts because it really sets your meeting up for success for you and the members. You're going to prepare to welcome the new members to the club. And that involves getting a list of any new members who've joined since the last meeting, getting some details about them, and letting the club know about them in a more informative way than just saying, hey, we have 2 new members. You want to have a guest packet or a landing page. This is especially important because some clubs meet in person. So guest packets really work for in person. But I'll tell you this, as a technology person, even when I go to in-person meetings, I hate paper, hate it with a passion. I wish that I could have everything on my iPad and sign it through there, get it done through there. So make sure that you also have a landing page. This is especially important in hybrid and online clubs. If you have a guest packet and a landing page, it really sets you up for success in the hybrid and in-person as well, because you're offering people more options. You're showing that your club is progressive, on point, and ready to go. The next thing you're going to want to do is have a guest form online. Yes, this is different from the guest packet landing page. The guest packet landing page is going to tell them about your club, about your membership, about Toastmasters International and the district. But the guest form is going to collect the information needed to contact that member. Email, name, phone number, any small tidbits you want to get. Most of the times, whenever you're forming your guest packet, you will put this in your guest packet. However, with online parts, you'd add that into your landing page or whatever you're using as your guest packet online. And then you're going to reach out to all the inactive members and past members and try to get them to attend again. Don't do this every day. What I suggest is touch base with them once a month. Ask how they're doing. Start with them first. We are members first. And that's how it should be. Because if we go into, hey, You didn't join the club meeting and they're just going to be like, oh my God, I have to really go. No, if you say, hey, we miss you. How have you been? We were thinking about you the other day. We really miss that one speech you used to give. If you make it more about them and ask them how they're doing, not only are you showing you care about them as a person, but you're also creating a connection again. If you just go in with the kill, it's not going to form the connection. Then we're going to move into at the meeting. What does a vice president membership do at the meeting? Well, first, they'll greet all the guests and share the guest packet landing page. Now, if you do not already include the guest form in it, you want to add the guest form towards the end of the meeting, because normally in the beginning of the meeting, people will get that and will forget. If you resend it or send it at the end, it's fresh in their mind. They've stayed through the whole meeting, so they're definitely more interested than people who came in and just left. And you really get some good feedback. Then, second point, recognize all of your new members during that meeting. Make sure that you're telling the story about them and why they joined and how, not just, hey, we have a new member, Sarah. Sarah, welcome, goodbye. Make it more engaged. And an example I give is, hi, I'm going to call it Cochise Toastmasters. Hi, Cochise Toastmasters. My name is Angel and I'm your Vice President membership. Today, we're going to be welcoming Sarah. Sarah is a new member. Sarah is joining us because she wants to work on communicating to larger groups, not necessarily public speaking, but she really wants to be able to talk to larger groups at work and really develop better communication skills. I'm hoping as a club, we can support her. That is a much more friendlier and connective welcome for a new member than just, hey, this is Sarah, new member, congratulations. The next thing you want to do is get the guest feedback at the end of the meeting. Make sure you have a feedback form at the end of every meeting. Or if you don't have that, get it one, make a printed version and an online version if you're hybrid or in person. Make sure that you're able to get feedback on your meetings, because your meetings can improve if you're not understanding how outsiders are perceiving your meetings. And that's highly important because, when we in our clubs, we feel our clubs are amazing and they're just fit for us. But that damages our membership building activities because we're not looking at it from their perspective. What are they seeing when they walk in? So this is going to really help with that. Next, you're going to want to answer any questions that prospective members or guests have about the club. Now, the most important part, the follow-up after the meeting. Invite guests to have a call with you or stay behind. If you're in person, it's much easier to have them just come sit with you, have a drink, and talk about it. However, if you're in a hybrid or online meeting, do not forget your online guests. That is a big blunder I've seen. People will go, especially in a hybrid meeting, people will completely forget the online guests and cater to the in-person guests. But what you're missing out on is those 3 or 4 members that joined online. And they could be valuable guests. So if you're having a hybrid meeting, make sure that you at least have one person dedicated to your online guests and one person dedicated to your in-person guests, so that everyone feels welcome and greeted. Invite them to attend again and join if they've been there a few times. Don't invite them to become a member right away. Create the connection. Tell them, hey, we'd love to have you again. No stress. We can even get you involved without being a member, just to get a taste and see if you like it. Have them do the smaller roles. Of course, they can't give speeches and get credit, but if they want to try out table topics, let them. If they want to try to be a general evaluator, let them, because that they're showing more interest and involvement, and eventually they're going to become a member. However, do put time limits on it. Don't let a consistent guest for 6 months continually do roles and things like that and get the education without contributing to the club. Next, you're going to want to assist with any applications as necessary because sometimes people do have difficulty filling that out. Then we're going to go into the mentorship side of your responsibilities. You're going to help set new members up on the site and in pathways with the Vice President of Education. This is highly crucial because you and the VPE are going to be their first and main points of contact for the first 6 months. So make sure that they're properly set up. They know how to navigate the site. They know how to get in pathways and get things done. Then get a volunteer list from your club for new member mentors to guide and motivate them. Because I'm telling you, having someone dedicated checking on you and saying, hey, you know, I know you haven't given a speech yet, and I know you're a bit nervous. Why don't we really try to get it polished and put together? I'll sit on a call with you for 2 hours a week and help you prepare. Or, hey, you've been here 4 weeks. Let's really start working on this program together. Let's get them motivated and get them mentored and give them valuable feedback. Valuable feedback. Yes, the sandwich method is great for first timers in the meeting. However, a mentor should be able to give them a wrap method evaluation in which they provide the compliments with the critiques all at the same time and really let the member know, hey, this is how you can improve. This is how you can get better. So we're not here to waste time. We're here to grow and get better. That's really going to help the mentor create the connection and get it moving. Next, the most important part of your mentorship journey is to find and train a successor. Successors are highly important, and we also call these assistants. You know, whenever we're coming into a new role, especially in the club, we have no idea what we're getting in for. Most of the time, don't know about everyone else, we're voluntold into the role. I know some of you have been voluntold before. So really try to develop some of those future people who's going to take over the role, because what it'll do is it'll give them the support, give them a little taste of what they'll do, but also train them and teach them before they ever step into the role. And that's going to be highly valuable. Then, as a club officer, of course, you have some district support. You're going to work with your area director to get more members and achieve your DCP points. That is the Distinguished Club Program. Now, as the Vice President membership, your job is to secure 4 to 8 new members for the year. Your area directors will have more information about this and be able to help guide and set a plan to do this. You're going to attend all trainings, such as this one, and other district events so that you can really support and get to know the other Toastmasters in the area, and you never know what you're going to pick up on. Now, I'm going to cover some best practices for the Vice President of membership role. Yes, I almost said Vice President mentorship because that's technically what it is. Alongside of just getting people in, we're mentoring people. What others have done well. Let's talk about what others have done well. Some clubs and some districts hold a satisfaction survey. What this is every 3 to 6 months, all members get a survey that asks them, hey, are you receiving value in the club? Do you feel connected? How was your journey? Is there anything we can do to help? Is there any way we can make our meetings better? This is going to really help the club improve and understand, you know, if a member is not happy, why they're not happy. And if there's something we could do about it, we can fix it early. The next thing is to communicate in the chat window on Zoom if someone else is speaking in the room. Don't interrupt the speaker to welcome the guest. Get in the chat and just say, hey, guest, how are you? Oh my God, it's so nice to see you here. Please tell me a little bit about yourself in the chat. I would love to get to know you. In this way, especially in hybrid and online meetings, you're welcoming your guests very warmly without disturbing the current speaker. Normally in an in-person meeting, this is a little bit different. You'd of course shake their hand, welcome them, sit them down and talk to them quietly or wait till after. But an online meeting, we are so disconnected unless we actively make that connection. Then you want to host non-meeting events to promote bonding. Go to a restaurant and have dinner together. Plan a potluck together. Go and just have some fun, because we forget that yes, we're Toastmasters, but we're also people. And 90% of the time, the people that we're in our clubs with become friends. They become close to us. Go and have a drink, go and have a meal and have fun and promote it out to the public. You do not have to wait for a Toastmaster meeting to get together with fellow Toastmasters. Then what's in it for me? And not me per se, but the member. Know what's in it for the future member. Know your value, know what you're offering. That's truly going to help you communicate your message clearly. And finally, open houses. What more can I say about that? Open houses are a great way to edit your meeting structure and have games, fun, trivia, prizes, anything like that in there, to where all these guests really get to participate. You get to promote the club and get it going. Another great way to do this is to combine, reach out to other clubs and do a joint open house to where you both can portray the successes and value of the clubs together, especially when there's so much going on. Now, I'm going to talk about some resources we have. And remember, these are the guides, the people, and procedures that can help you. First, we're going to start with Toastmasters International. Toastmasters International offers a lot of successful resources. They talk about contest information, distinguished club program, and the speechcraft programs and the success. Make sure you visit these links if you'd like to check them out. And if you have any questions, make sure you go back on the on-demand site and reach out, and the on-demand coordinator will give you these links if needed. Then, what comes from District 3? What can we offer as a district? And you don't have to be a member of District 3 to get these resources. They're online. Oh my God. Website, aztoastmasters.org. Anyone can go in here and look through our resources. Your area director should be your first person resource for anything you need at a club level. And then sometimes your division director can be really helpful. Now, I have a challenge for you as the vice president of membership. Number one, I want you to create a membership team of 2 to 3 people to help support you. And in these 2 to 3 people, select your successor. It makes it a little bit easier. I want you to invite someone to your club who is external to conduct a moments of truth and give you a really in-depth, honest evaluation of your club. Then I want you to create a custom guest kit or website. And that's that packet or landing page we talked about earlier, just to make sure that you have that ready. Then I want you to hold at least 1 open house in the next 2 months, because it's time. If we sit around and wait, members won't just fall on our laps. Let's get out there and do something about it. Thank you.